Finally there, President's team members. So we have two unbelievable things. So we have two unbelievable things going. We have the magic of the product, and we have the magic of you calling the customer constantly and giving them the courage and the confidence to keep going, to make it. Now let's go through the follow-up program here real quick, because follow-up, like we said, is very, very important, okay? And there's 3 reasons why you want to follow up. Number 1, you want to make sure that they're taking it and they're taking it right, okay? Because sometimes people buy the product and just sit there with the last 15 things that they bought. And so you want to check on them and call and see what's happening, okay? The other thing is that there's only 2 things that people can do other than cheating, okay, that can mess up the program. And every once in a while, someone who's not used to drinking very much milk, okay, 40% of the population after they're 25 doesn't produce a digestive enzyme in their stomach that digests the milk, and they can get things like headaches and diarrhea and nausea and bloatiness and that sort of thing, okay? The other thing is when people get onto the product and they don't eat what they want to eat. Now they take the 2 shakes and they think, I'm going to get with the Herbalife bandwagon and I'm just going to have this little piece of lettuce with a little drop of oil on it. And they stop smoking, they stop drinking, and what do you think's going to happen? Diarrhea, and they feel terrible, okay? What? Because they changed their diet and they didn't eat what they want to. And guess what people want to do? Eat. You know, especially when they're real fat, okay? So why not let them eat, okay? See, and that makes it more fun and that makes it more simple, okay? So I found a couple little things that really helped me with people that got off track, okay? Because what happens is sometimes if they do have that reaction, it's not that many people that have this reaction, but when they do, most of the time, what do they think it is? The product, okay? So you got to get them off of that, okay? Otherwise, you're going to get a refund. So that's the follow-up program, okay? Just gonna follow them, you know, like on the first day, and then the 3rd day. You having fun down there? Okay? And the 7th day, and, you know, and just keep following up on them. For instance, they've lost 7 pounds, and now they go to the local family gathering, okay, after a week being on the product. What is everybody doing at the family gathering? Eating like crazy, right? So they start eating like crazy, and guess what else they're doing? Drinking like crazy. So they're drinking like crazy and eating like crazy, and on Monday, they think they've messed up the whole program and stuff like that, and that's where the Herbalife distributor comes in, and you know, they call the person up, and they say, how you doing, Mary? And she says, oh, awful, it's just terrible. You know, the first week I was losing all this weight, and then all my family members got around me and they were eating like pigs, and I started eating like crazy, and I started drinking like crazy. And not only that, my fat husband's on my back saying, you're a bad person for buying this product because you took up all my beer money. And the little fat pudgette kids are in here saying, you know, don't get on the diet, don't get on the diet, because everything I've ever been, I've always been mean and nasty to my children and stuff like that. And she says, now listen, Mary, get a grip, okay? I'm telling you, you're going to lose weight on this stuff, okay? And all you're going to do is drink these shakes twice a day, and you're going to take these tablets 3 times a day, and you're going to lose weight like crazy. Now get back in that kitchen and drink this product, and don't worry about your big, fat, negative husband. Get going. Sometimes I see people, you know, they're there and they're talking to someone for 3, 4, 5 hours, and they're begging people to get into their company and stuff like that. Please, please, please get into my business because I'll make some money and stuff like that. No, you got to switch your thinking, okay? Your thinking here is that you're going to do everything to help them get rich, okay? And Don't beg them to get into the business. They ought to be begging you to get into this company, okay? Seriously. We got the greatest thing in the world. They should be begging us to get in this company and stuff like that. So here's the kind of attitude that you have, okay, when you're talking to someone about the business. You have the attitude that you're going to get rich and they're going to get rich. So let's just try this out just a little bit here, okay? I want you to turn to the person next to you just real quick. Okay, everybody turn to the person next to you. And I want you to look them square in the eyes, and I want you to say, man, am I glad you got to meet me. What I'm going to explain to you right now, there's a couple of big things I've explained to you that are important. Number one, the products were the most important for me in my success. Number two was keeping everything fun, simple, easy, magical, okay? The next one was sticking to the plan of daily method of operation of getting 10 in the business. This next one is one of my biggest key points of my success. So listen into this. I know we've been here a while and we're getting close to the end of the day, but this is one of my biggest things that made me so successful, okay? I was always very concerned with how good my people have been and how good they do. And that just didn't happen from the first month. That's still happening today, okay? But I was very concerned the very first 72 hours. Now, there's not something a miracle about that number, but here's the reason why that amount of time is so important. They just got done with the opportunity meeting. And remember, you stacked the first 8 or 10 testimonials with the $3,000 housewife, truck driver, auto mechanic stories, okay? And now your person sitting out there goes, wow, if that housewife can make $3,000, maybe I can make $3,000, okay? Now, when they get home and they start to explain this to their spouse, guess what happens? The spouse is either very excited or extremely negative, okay? And starts putting that little housewife down, bad housewife, crazy woman, lunatic with powders and tablets, okay? So that's where the sponsor comes in, okay? And so what I do is immediately the next day we're going to meet and we're going to go to the career book and we're going to make up who do you know of everybody that wants to get on the products and who do you know of everybody that wants to get out to the business. So the first thing I do is I tell this person what they're supposed to do, which is to make up the list. Then the next thing I go out and do is I show them how to do the presentations. So for instance, with Jerry, I said, now Jerry, who are these out of these people you want to get on the products? And they said, well, these people here. And I said, well, who do you want to get on the business? They said, these people here. I said, okay, Jerry, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some time out of my day to make some of these presentations for you. Okay, write that down. I'm going to do the presentations for you. You can't believe how much relieved Jerry was from me saying that, okay? She was excited about the business. She wanted to do the business, but yet she had never done anything like this, so she was scared to death, okay? So when I said I would do some of these presentations for her, it was like, wow, he's going to help me out here, okay? Now I said, now while I'm doing these presentations, Jerry, the important thing is you better listen to what I say. Because after 4 or 5 of these, I'm going to make you do a part of the presentation on your own. I'll do a part, then you do a part. And then we'll keep doing that until you know how to do it on your own.
Continue. Stop this there. What up? What up? What up? First of all, I'm fired up. I just had lemon tea and liftoff, so let me just have a moment. Welcome to the Sunday call, guys. I'm fired up. As you guys heard, Marques was talking that stuff about the follow-up, about how we're going to do this together. We're going to do the presentations together. And I know I've done that with a few of my distributors, not necessarily together, but like If you don't know what to say, text me exactly what they say, and I'll text you back what to say. And raise your hand if I've done that with you before. It like you didn't know what to say, and I was like, yo, just screenshot me, and I'll tell you exactly what to say, right? So it gives you the confidence that you can do it rather than just having to throw you out there and just feed you to the sharks, right? That's what my sponsor did with me. That's what I learned, and I did it with my front line, and hopefully you guys did it with your front line. But it's not about that. Super fired up. EOM is it's EOM. Like, we already operate for the last week of the month on EOM terms. So let's get after it. We got a guest speaker on the call. Unfortunately, she does have the flu, but better half. Who is that? Whoever that is. Marques, that's you?
What's going on?
Somebody. Oh, yeah, that's somebody. We got two Marqueses on the car. All right, look. So anyway, like I was saying, we got her better half to actually represent him and her on the call. So I remember it was my first event at LDW in 2014. And I didn't know anything about Herbalife. Remind you guys, remember I was a supervisor. I had qualified for supervisor the day before, but I didn't know what that meant. So in Herbalife world, they pretty much think you know what you're doing as far as like, retailing and talking to people and whatnot. Obviously, I didn't. I was just selling the products. So only thing I knew was what my sponsor was telling me. So me going to the event, I did not know what to expect. I did not know that there was a lot of Black people that did it. All I knew is that it was just people that was into fitness, but mostly it was people that didn't look like me. So I remember going to the event, and I remember seeing Marques, Cheeto, and people like that. And I think his name was Black Stallion. Marques, was his name back in the day? Black Stallion, something like that? Yeah, back in the day, old school. I remember, and I'm like, yo, like them Black dudes, ripped dudes. I'm like, yo, they look just like me. And I'm like, they making how much money? Wait, hold on. Talk about Millionaire team. Like, they make, at the time I was like, they make $1 million a month. But I was like, I wasn't sure, but I was just fired up because I knew it was somebody that looked like me. And I remember that over the time of me coming to the events, I would just run into Marques and, we would chop it up and whatnot. And we just became cool over time. And now that's just like big bro. I can call him like, yo, what's the deal, bro? Can you get on the team call? Can you mentor me on something real quick? So the relationship was built definitely over time, but definitely I respect him as a man and everything that he's done, therefore, in turn in Herbalife and outside of that. But needless to say, our guest speaker for the night, Millionaire team member coming out of Sacramento, California, Marques Morgan.
All right, can you guys hear me? Oh, perfect. Okay, because I didn't know if the headphones was going to work. Thank you, Jerry, for that awesome introduction. Mutual respect. I appreciate, what you're doing, what you're building here, what all you guys are doing. You guys are next. So like Jerry said, I'm from Sacramento. First, before I get into my story, actually, I want to acknowledge you guys for being on the call. I know that, previously my wife, Layla Jalul Morgan, was, supposed to be the guest speaker. And some of you may be on this call expecting that she was going to be the guest speaker. And so I just want to say thank you for allowing me the space to still share my story. And I hope that you get something out of it that will move you forward in your journey. And it really just a testament to who you are and the things that you want to accomplish, because it's not based on what other people are doing. It's based on what you're doing and what you want to get out of this opportunity is why you're here on this call. So it's Sunday. There's so many other things that you could be doing, but you're here. So, pat yourself on the back for that. Much respect. But yeah, so my name's Marques. Born and raised in Sacramento. Got introduced to Herbalife in January of 2012. So some of you guys have heard my story, but those of you who didn't, growing up, my father was not around. So I was, growing up pretty quick, in a single parent household, had a lot of dreams and goals. I had a lot of things happen in my life that I probably shouldn't have seen so young. A lot of conversations that I was involved in that I shouldn't have been involved in so young. So I matured very quickly, but it, I believe it all brought me to who I am today, obviously. So there's a couple moments that I remember that really changed my perspective and what I wanted to accomplish. I remember I was thinking, we were in middle school. My mom's truck broke down. She had a 91 Chevy red Chevy S10 truck. And, it was me and my brother and her. And that was our only form of transportation. And the truck broke down and it was super expensive to get it repaired. So we, went over to the Chevy dealership, tried to get another car. And my mom applied for credit. You know, that whole shindig. Anybody else bought a car before, off the lot or, used or new? So they check your credit, run your credit, tell you what you can afford. And they wanted to give her a Geo Metro. And it was like the interest rate was crazy. And it was like the only thing that she could afford. And then when she tried to actually get it, they denied her. So it was like I just remember like thinking in my head, like I will never let somebody tell me no because of my credit like that. Like I'm super stickler about that. Like I want to, be successful because I don't want people to tell me no. I don't want to be denied access to things. And it was really hard for me to understand because my mom was such a good person. And that was, kind of let me know early on, like you can be a good person, but you still have to put in the work, behind your positive attitude in order to get where you want to be. But that was my mindset growing up, like, always driven, did all the right things, went to school, got good grades, played college football, graduated with almost graduated with honors, like did everything I was supposed to do. Did everything that, people said you're supposed to do. Anybody been on that path, like go to school, get a good job, you're going to be set. And then reality hit me. So I graduated from a very prestigious university, top 25 university in the United States, came back and my first job was washing cars at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Very, very humbling experience. I got a scholarship, but I also took out a couple of student loans to make ends meet because I don't know if you guys know that they give you a scholarship, but they really just pay for books, tuition. Like your living money is not enough. So I came back, was washing cars, and that was a very humbling experience. Got another job at a group home. Finally got a job with the state of California, and I thought that was it. Like I made it. Like Sacramento, I don't know if you guys know a lot of people out here, but like state job, that's like what everybody does. Like everybody, their mom works for the state. My mom worked for the state for 30 years and just retired like about 4 years ago. So, I thought I was good. And then you get your check and you get those taxes taken out and the benefits that they take out. Like anybody like, oh man, I'm making this much an hour. I'm about to be good. I'm about to be able to do this. And you get your first check and you see your check and you're like, bruh, they played me. Like, hold on a second. Like, I'm working too hard. This is a joke. Like, what are we talking about right now? So immediately I'm like, okay, what do I got to do? Because I'm thinking about my future. Like, what do I got to do to get myself out of this situation? Like, I don't want to be living with my mom forever. Like, how do I get to the next step? So I'm calculating, and with the state of California, you get a 5% raise every year, basically, as long as you don't get in trouble until you max out for that position. So I'm calculating, and that 5% is like $125 a month. And I'm like, okay, so if I want to drive a Porsche, like that's not going to get it. Like if I want to get out of my situation, you're telling me I got to wait 5 years just to make an extra $500 a month. Like it's not equating based on my head, going to school, interacting with the people that I interacted with. The goal was to be a millionaire by 30. You know what I mean? Like anybody else have goals like that? Like trying to be a millionaire by 30, right? Some of you guys ain't 30 yet. Some of us hit 30. It's like, bruh, got to course correct a little bit. But that was the mission. That was the dream. And, working for the state day after day, former athlete, nutrition was never on point. But I was working out so much, I was okay. But after coming back and working and doing that desk job, got into some really bad habits, stopped working out as much, started partying, started doing all the wrong things. And not necessarily like getting into a lot of trouble, but just not going towards the goals and dreams that were going to get me where I wanted to go. And so I kind of just gave up. Like I just figured like this was going to be my life. Like anybody ever been in that position, like just kind of felt themselves settling, like this is what I'm going to do. Like this is it right here. I'll make the most of it. Started, drinking, started, smoking, doing all those kinds of things. And I haven't shared this part of my story with anybody, so you guys are the first ones getting this. But started drinking and smoking. Ended up catching a DUI on 4th of July. Trying to act like I'm balling, Like, you ever heard that term, like act your wage? Like, I was not doing that. I was living beyond my means, like just reckless. And when I got that DUI, it made me like, it snapped me out of the path that I was going to, but then I was stuck because I didn't have anything to go into. So I had all this potential and all this drive and all this excitement to do something, like, well, not necessarily excitement, but this drive to get out of my situation. But like, I didn't have a vehicle to do that. Anybody been in that position before? Like, you have talents, you have skills, you have abilities, you're a hard worker, but you just don't have a vehicle. You don't see it. And before Herbalife, that was my position. And the way I got introduced to it was not necessarily even looking for an opportunity. I was just trying to get in shape because I was not fit anymore. Like, I was chubby, overweight, walking upstairs, getting tired, like, and this is someone who played, football at a very high level. And so my best friend, Cheeto Wakocha, he was a professional football player, and he was already ripped. And, we went out to Arizona for my birthday. We were in the hotel room because, I don't have any money. He doesn't have any money. He's a professional football player, but he's arena league. So, they don't make hella dough like that. So we're sharing a hotel room. He takes off his shirt, and I'm like, bro, what do you, like, you're cheating, bro. Like, what's going on? Like, you're even more ripped than you were before. And he was like, bro, go when we get back to SAC, meet up with my dude, Hurt. He used to be my trainer. He'll tell you exactly what to eat, exactly what to do. And these products are fire, bro. You'll love them. And previously I had bad run-ins with supplements, products. I actually took some stuff that burnt my urethra. Like, I was, bro, like, it was serious. Like, I was just like, not super anti. But the only reason I tried it is because my best friend said it was, what was up. And so I went and saw it, got my wellness profile done, got my wellness profile done. Didn't see numbers that I liked, was kind of scared into taking some action, bought these products, thought they was dumb expensive, like, yo, this is crazy, but I wanted the results super bad, so I paid for it anyway, full retail. I paid like $90 for Rebo Strength. Like, it was crazy. And I was like, I just wanted it. So I did everything my coach said, dropped 8% body fat in 5 weeks, put on a little bit of muscle, and I was hooked. I was done. I was just super excited, was loving the products, was loving the energy. I felt, I was 25 at the time. I felt 25 before I was feeling like 45, 50. Was super tired all the time. And now I had that, was reinvigorated. And even still, I wasn't looking for a business opportunity. My boy Cheeto came over to the house, was like, hey, we can get a discount on these products. And like I said before, I was paying full retail. And I was like, oh, wait, you're telling me I can get 25% off if I sign up? Like, oh, yeah, let's do it. So I didn't even sign myself up. I was playing video games. That's what I did every day. Go to work, come home, play video games, eat terrible food, go back to work. And that was my cycle every single day. And so he signed me up, got on the products. And then my friend told me that, hey, this guy Herc said, well, you can make some extra money with this. And I was like, shoot, why not? We're always at the gym. People always ask me, what I'm taking. I'm never taking anything. I can sling this because I believe in it. This is awesome. So we started, and I was not looking to do anything, full-time career, nothing, never thought that this was going to be the vehicle, but was looking to pay that, make an extra $500 to pay that student loan that I told you guys about. So started working with a couple people, was not listening to my mentor. My first 3 months, I made absolutely $0 because I was hooking people up, just wanted them to get on the product. So I was giving my discount away. I was signing my friends up, paying for them to sign up so they can get their discount, like doing everything you're not supposed to do. And so if I started off that bad, like not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, like, you guys, if you didn't do what I did, you can go so much further than Meal Team, right? Like, you can get there, like, you can make it. And if you did start out like I did, you can at least get to Meal Team. So like, it's still all wonderful, it's still all great. But I was not listening. Would not go to my first event. Like I said, I had a full-time job. I was working Monday through Friday. So Saturday was me time. Like, I was the escape. Like, I was living for Friday night. Like, anybody been in that position before? You're just living for the weekend. Like, I hate my job. I hate my situation. I'm just trying to get to the weekend so I can focus on me. And this guy's talking about go to some event and learn about something. Oh, nah, bro, use word talk. I got it. It's cool. Like, I don't need what I need to go for. Like, I'm not about that. So it took me a while to go. But really, I urge you guys, like, if you haven't been to an event or you've been to a couple, but you've kind of, been in and out, I urge you to show up, because if you think about this, like, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. I made it to Millionaire team in 2.5 years, right? And so although you may be working a full-time job, you may be super busy, and you've given up part of your Saturday or most of your Saturday, if you're traveling from out of town to get to Sacramento to get to the SDS, think about this. There's 12 Saturdays in a year. Or I'm sorry, there's 12 months. Yeah, there's 12. It's 12 Saturdays in a year, because, you have an event every month, right? So it's 12 Saturdays that you're giving up. In 2 years, it's 24 Saturdays. In 2.5 years, that's 36 Saturdays. So are you willing to trade in 36 Saturdays to change the rest of your life? 36 Saturdays. That's really all we're talking about. We're talking about 36 Saturdays, being consistent, being diligent to change your life. And it's super crazy. Like, that's all it really is. It's a Saturday, but it's so that you can learn the skills and the things that you need to hear in order to take your business to the next level. And so no matter who your sponsor is, who your upline is, who your mentor is, they cannot teach you everything that you need to know to be successful in this business. It's not up to them. It's up to you. And so it's up to you to get to the spot. Like, you got to get to the event so that you can get the information, so that you can change your life and change your business and change your circumstance. So I finally did go to my first event. When I went to the event, it was nothing like Jerry's first experience at LDW. There were absolutely no Black people in the event. I was the only one, along with Cheeto. There really wasn't anybody else. It was pretty homogeneous. Just bunch of older white males and white females. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I wasn't represented there. Other cultures and communities weren't represented there. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that was just the way that it looked when I went. And so I was super skeptical. And I came in, and thankfully everybody was super nice and welcomed me with open arms. And it was one of the things that I noticed, but it was also kind of foreign to me, because I'm a football player. We don't smile. We don't joke around. Like, I still have that identity. Like, I grew up in South Sacramento. Like, we don't do that. Like, that, you're being weak or you're being corny if you do stuff like that. But these people are super excited, super happy, clappy, doing the crazy stuff, like whatever. And I was like, bro, there's no way you're this happy. That's impossible. Like, you guys are fronting over here. Like, you guys are really trying over here, putting on a show, trying to sell some products, bro. Like, I'm not falling for it. Whatever, man. Just tell me what I need to know so I can make some extra money, right? And so we go to the event, and really only one thing happened, right? So it took me 3 months to get to my first event. I go down, we sit down, and they do the money section. Has anybody been to a success training seminar or an Herbalife opportunity meeting? Okay. If you haven't been, you should go. But so me and Cheeto are sitting next to each other, my sponsor, my best friend. We're sitting next to each other, and they start doing the part where, with great products, here's a great opportunity, right? Awesome. And they say, if you've made $1 with Herbalife, please stand up. Now, mind you, I told you I have not been making money with Herbalife because I have not been listening to my sponsor, my mentor, and doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, not paying attention. So I'm sitting down, and so is Cheeto, because he's not listening either, right? So this lady stands up, and it's this old white lady. She made some money with Herbalife. And I'm like, okay, whatever. All right, she probably got a couple of people. They, put your hands down. Okay, if you've made over $100 in Herbalife, stand up. She stands up again. If you've made over $500 in Herbalife, please stand up. She stands up again. And I was like, Cheeto, bro, if she stands up one more time, bro, we're finna go become supervisor, and we're going ham, bro. Like, this is retarded. Like, if she can do it, I can do it. And I'm not talking about, like, there's nothing wrong with this lady. But, bro, like, if she can do it, I can do it, right? Like, let's keep it 100. Like, you seen somebody doing Herbalife, and you see them, you're like, bro, you're tab team? Like, you're get team? Like, bro, seriously? Come on now. Like, you're making $5,000. How are you doing that? Like, you've all had that experience, I'm sure. You've been to an event, or you've seen somebody on social media and they're a press team, and you're like, how are they press team? Like, there's no way I would do the products with them. Like, there's no way. Like, all kind of stuff, right? So that's the same experience that I had. and not taking away from her, because here it is. If you're beautiful, doesn't mean you're taking away from somebody else's beauty. And if somebody else is beautiful, they're not taking away from yours. It's the same thing with beauty, skill set, with success. It's not limited to one person. It's out there for everybody. You just have to go get it. She was doing the things that she needed to do. But that just let me know that I was messing around and I was messing up. So she stood up again, and we literally left the meeting. Like, we went up to Christopher Reese, he's a press team member, my upline press team member. And we said, hey, we're going to go drop to become supervisors. We're out of here. And we just left. And he was like, wait, don't leave. And I was like, no, we're going to go handle this. So you can't do this anymore, but we bought our way to supervisor. So we showed up, and there's like 10 boxes of Herbalife at our house. Like, his house, showing up his house, his mom's crying, saying, oh my God, I can't believe they tricked you. Why did you do this? Oh my gosh. Like, I got boxes at my house, freaking out, trying to, like, bruh, I'm getting on the horn. And then I just did what I was supposed to do. My sponsor said, get results, post about them. So I go on Facebook and I say, hey, I dropped 8% body fat in 5 weeks. Anybody trying to get results like that? Comment, started slinging products. And that's how my journey started. And so, again, don't wait 3 months to go to your first event. You know, don't discount yourself. Don't discount the products. Like, don't do all those things. But even if you do, even if you messed up, you can start over. So definitely it starts with your results. You got to represent yourself. You got to represent the brand. And so from there, you know, was so inspired by the products and what we could do. I actually started my mom on the products too. And again, I didn't sell it to my mom. I bought her first program, but I was really excited for her to start. And for those of you who don't know, my mom is, you know, she's obviously, she's like everything to me, just like probably a lot of your moms are to you. You know, she raised me and my brother. And because she was always self-sacrificing, she didn't take care of herself. And so she was 300 pounds. She got type 1 diabetes, chronic kidney disease, and she was going to have to go on dialysis. And then the problem with that was, you know, dialysis, you don't live very long. Like, typically the longest people live on dialysis is 7 years. The average is about 3.5, 5 years. And that's when you're in decent health other than your kidneys. And my mom's health is nowhere near that. And she wasn't eligible for a transplant because she was so overweight that she wouldn't survive the surgery. So, disclaimer, Herbalife does not cure, prevent, treat any diseases, right? But I told her, I said, hey, Mom, please just try this. Like, I'll make your shake every morning for the next week. Like, just try it. So I wake up, make her shake. She lost 12 pounds her first week. And that started her snowball on the way to lose 85 pounds. Now she's lost 90 pounds, and she's actually eligible for a kidney transplant. We're on dialysis right now, taking the steps that we need to take. But I just qualified as a donor, you know, to be able to give a kidney to her. So, like, we're doing all the steps, but that moment right there, her losing 12 pounds, knowing that my mom could do it, like, no exercise, like, super busy, working hard every day. If she was able to do it, then I know that I could help other people do it. And so really, guys, think about your first customer. Think about your first yes. Like, think about the person who you were able to help get results that first time. Like, you got to be grateful for that, because that gave you the confidence to keep going. That gave you the opportunity to realize that it's not just, the product didn't just work for you. Because sometimes it feels like that. Like, sometimes I feel like, bro, like, it only works for some people, right? Like, I don't know if it's going to work for this person. It worked for me. It'll work for my friend, but I don't know about her, though. Man, I don't know. Should I get her on the same program? What should I do? Maybe she needs different products or something. But, like, bro, I've had all these same conversations. I know you guys do, because I had them too, right? That happens. But I'm just here to let you guys know that even after 6.5 years in the business, the products do work for everybody. They just have to work on themselves with the products, and they don't do that. And just have confidence that if you're doing your part in helping people and giving them all the tools and the resources that they need to be successful, it's up to them. Like, you guys have all had that term, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And it's so true. Like, you can give somebody all the tools, all the meal plan guides, all the workouts. You can follow up with them. You can send them text messages. Like, but honestly, it's up to them to have to make that choice. Because when you think about it, when you join this community, you had to do all the work, right? your coach was there to support you, your sponsor, but you had to do the work to make it happen for yourself. And so you know that the products work. $7.8 billion last year. You know the products work. So it's up to them. And so don't lose that. Don't let that doubt creep in. Don't let that, don't lose your confidence when people, don't text back, or they say, oh, the shakes made my stomach feel funny, or whatever weird stuff that they come up with because they're trying to find some kind of scapegoat to go back to the old person they were, because they don't want it bad enough to change. So anyways, that's the first thing you want to do is build your client base. You have to become an amazing coach. And the best way to do that is to become an amazing client first, right? Become an amazing client, and then you can become an amazing coach. And then you have earned the right to have amazing clients, right? So think about this. Would you want to be your own client? Would you want to be your own client? Like, just straight up, like, I'm sure you guys have probably heard this before. Would you be excited about getting yourself on a program? Like, if you were to run into you today, would you be excited about it? Or are you getting the type of clients because you're that client? You don't take your products every day. You take them some days. You don't take your tablets 3 times a day. You do twice. Some days you do once. Maybe you do a shake and then, you forget the next day, or whatever the case may be. You want to set the precedent for what you want to attract and who you want to become. So that's where it starts. Starts with getting clients. And then beyond that, you want to start building a team. So I made it to Active World Team in 10 months. 10 months from when I signed up. But really, it was 7 months from when I decided to do the business. So who's been in the business? Who's been in Herbalife longer than a year? Okay. Anybody less than a year? Awesome. Cool. So the day that you sign up to become a distributor is not necessarily the day you started the business. The day you started the business is the day you decided that you wanted to do this. You make the decision that you want to execute the plans and the skills that you've learned. So 7 months to Active World Team. And then I got stuck. So Active World Team for me was quick because it was my results, show people how to do the same thing. Because my results were crazy, I got clients pretty easily. And then I just showed a couple of my friends how to do the same thing. So I made it to Active World Team with 3 supervisors that all did 3,333 points. Active World Team, boom, it's done, right? They had a double volume month, so I did 5K volume, boom, 2,500 a month. Didn't miss that since the first month I became a supervisor. So that was easy, just building clients, like doing the basics, use, wear, talk, right? Basics. Now, where a lot of people get stuck is once they get 1 or 2 supervisors, how do they take it to the next level? Some of you guys might be stuck there. Some of you might be looking to get your first supervisor. The way that you get your first supervisor, get your results, show people how to do that, and pull from your client base to get your first person. So here's another thing. Here's one mistake that I made a lot when I first started, even though it made it still work, right? I would tell people like, hey, you should join the team. You should coach people with me. And when you say that, it's very intimidating, especially for someone who is not well-versed in nutrition. I felt confident enough about it because I was a football player and I was kind of into athletics and fitness. So I kind of understood some basic things. But for some people, like let's say, they lost 30 pounds and they've never really been into fitness. And now you're telling them that they should coach other people. That terminology is not going to work. But if you're like, hey, why don't you, I notice you're sending me a lot of people. Why don't you just become the plug for these people? Why don't you just be the access point to where they can get the products? You can make some extra money. I'll coach them and I'll coach you too at the same time. That terminology is less frightening for someone that's saying, okay, I want to do a business. Now, if you put it in that kind of way, then it sounds like more inviting and they can take their steps along, with time. So if you've got a couple supervisors, this is where I found myself stuck. I didn't have a vision for what I wanted to create. So like you can play Herbalife, like you can play, do it part-time. That's how I did it. Was working full-time for the state of California. I still am. Did it on the side. You can sell some products, get a couple of people, and make some cool money, like for sure. But if you want to go to the next level, you got to have a vision, because if you want to be a leader, you have to know where you're going, and people have to believe where you're going. So I had to develop a vision. So, as an active world team, kind of didn't understand how to get to the next level. And you have to realize that the same message is not going to work on everybody. Like, you can't go to someone who's super fit and say, hey, try my 3-day trial, you could lose some weight. They're not looking to lose weight, so you can't give them that same message. And it's the same thing with the business opportunity. Some people have fantastic careers and they're not really looking to make extra money. Maybe they have the money already, but they're looking for a lifestyle change, or they're looking for more time freedom. So that's what I had to figure out, was what was my vision? What was I trying to create? And for me, what it looked like was, in my community, in the Black community, we have the worst health, we have the worst financial opportunities, and we're in need of some personal development, like a mindset shift, I think, as a group of, as a people, as a community. So I said, man, this could be the plug for my community. We could use Herbalife as a vehicle to accomplish those things. And when I shared my vision with one of my friends, he was a director out of college. He decided to join the Herbalife opportunity, got on some products, got some results, then 10,000 volume points his first month as a distributor. Get team, done. But the reason that happened is because I had a vision for what I was trying to create that was bigger than me. So right now, it's okay. Like, those of you who are less in it, just started, it's okay to have a vision just for yourself. And that's fine. Like, work on that and work towards that. But once you get that down, once you got your results, once you got a flow of, how to get clients, you got to take that next step and have a vision bigger for what it is that you're really trying to accomplish, right? Something that you really want to do, something that people can get behind with you. And it doesn't have to look anything like what I said. It could be something completely different, but it has to be something that people can fall in line with and get behind. And also too, that was going to global expansion team was like my vision shift. Now, going from global expansion team to the Millionaire team was something different, because I feel like you can get to global expansion team with like brute force, like just outworking everybody, making mistakes along the way, just going hard, having a vision. But if you want to go to the next level, you've got to develop a structure. And what's great about this is you don't have to wait till global expansion team to start developing that structure like I did. Like, you can do it now so that your structure can support all of the growth that you're going to have in the future. And so, depending on where you're starting at, if you're a brand new person, you need to have a structure for the way that you work every single day, one day at a time. That's what the structure that you should be focusing on. Now, if you've got a team building, you need to have a structure for how to grow those people's skills, how to grow your team member skills. If you've got that done, then you need to grow a structure on how to bring in more people, right? So, for instance, my wife and I just talked about this. You and your team should have a singular steps. Like, every person should be marching to the same beat in the beginning. Like, do you have a first 10 steps for people when they get started on when they say, hey, I want to get started on a program? They need to have a first 10 steps. Hey, I'm a new distributor, I want to make some extra income. Do they have first 10 steps? Now, individually, you might have some, but does your team have the same 10 steps? And are you teaching your team those same 10 steps so that they can master it? Because if I were to ask everybody, I could ask everybody right now, in the chat, I want you to post, how do you get clients? How do you guys get clients? Okay, that's one answer. Okay. See social media. I see social media face to face. I see only social media. Okay. So so when you say social media, is that the same for everybody? Is everybody being taught the same thing on how to do social media? Or is it just like post your shakes, post your workouts, offer up some products? That's what you guys are teaching? I'm not talking mess. I'm just asking, like, I'm just seriously, like, but like, if you wanted to, like, social media is awesome, it's dope, like, I've done it before, but there's a whole nother level, there's a whole nother way to do social media. Do you think Fit Couple, like, you guys heard of them? How do you think they're teaching their team how to do social media? Do you think they say just post your shake and do whatever? Like, no, they're not doing that. Like, there's a structure behind it. There's a system behind it. So some of you are doing awesome at social media, Jerry, Amanda, like, you need to write down your steps of what it is exactly that you're doing so that people can copy you. Just how Jerry said before I even got on the call, you're like, yeah, screenshot and I'll tell you exactly what to say. So for your team, do they know exactly what to post every day? If social media is the way that you guys are going to do it, do they know exactly how many times to post? Do they know when to post? Do they know what to post about? Those are the types of things that, like, if that's your thing, that's what you guys need to know. Like, if it's Fit Camp, then everybody should be like, everybody would have the same answer. Fit Camp, like, I should see how many people on here, like 10, 12 people. All 12 of you guys should have put social media down the whole thing. That's how you know you're ready for growth, right? So now when you guys all start working on the same page too, you guys get to help each other grow and be better, right? Because each of you guys are going to have different things that you can offer to the team to help your structure be even better. Like, it's not just up to Jerry. It's up to all of you guys, because you guys are all independent distributors, but you guys are all working together. So you guys have an awesome opportunity to make it better. So it's like, hey, let's all follow these same steps. Okay, this is the response I'm getting when I do this. What are you guys getting? And then you can tweak it and make it better. But if you guys aren't marching to the same beat, you'll never be able to take that social media business to the next level, that structure to the next level. So, anyways, that's where Meal Team came in for me. Our structure was Tuesday nutrition class, Thursday HOM, Saturday distributor training. So every Tuesday we had a nutrition class. All that was anybody do wellness profiles? Okay, so we did wellness profiles. I just called it a nutrition class. And instead of doing them one-on-one, I said, bring everybody to me and I'll do everybody's wellness profile at the same time. Because it really doesn't matter what the numbers say, right? Like, you're going to say the same information each time. But instead of leaving it up to my new distributor to learn how to do a wellness profile in the beginning, I just gave them opportunity. All you do is bring people, and all I'll do is do the wellness profile. So now they get to hear me do the wellness profile over and over again. And if you hear, like, some of my world team members, like Mariana and Carl and Shelby, they do the nutrition class exactly the same way. They even use the same jokes, darn near, because they've heard it so many times over and over from me in the front, right? So that's another thing. Like, if you want to take your business to the next level, you have to become the distributor that you want to attract. Just like you want to be the client that you want to attract, you have to become the distributor that you want on your team. So for me, I took it as my personal responsibility that I was going to be the closer. So if you brought me somebody, like, if my team was saying, I'm going to trust you, Marques, to show me how to do this business, I'm going to invite my best friend. I'm going to get out of my comfort zone to invite my friend or this stranger over to get a wellness profile or to talk to him about the Herbalife business opportunity. Can you close them out for me? You got to take that on. You got to be that person for your team. And if you don't have a team yet, that's where you get to pick your mentor's brain or your sponsor's brain, so you can learn the skills to be able to hold for people the way he's holding for you. Because you should be able to take people to Jerry and be like, Jerry, I got this person. Close them out for me. and Jerry should had the gift of gab, and boom, bang, it closed. Like, I used to get so excited when my mentor and sponsor Herc, or wasn't really my sponsor, but my mentor Herc or Marco, which is my upline. I knew if I got them in front of one of those two people, they were going to start on a program. I was juiced about it. And so that's all I focused on in the beginning, was just getting them in front, getting them to the spot so they could hear the information. And so that's what I just copied the same thing and did that for my team. And then sometimes, just like in business, some people aren't going to show up, and that's okay. All I would do is now I would sit down and I would be the person, and then I would have one of my team members do the nutrition class. So it's an opportunity to train. Thursdays we do business opportunity meetings. So Herbalife opportunity meetings, you can call them whatever you want, but they knew every Thursday that's what we're going to do. So all they had to do was bring people to the spot. Saturday, we're doing the trainings, contributor trainings, just like you guys are doing the calls, like, to get on these calls however often you do them, every Sunday, every other Sunday, whatever the case may be. But that was the structure. That structure, the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday structure, is the thing that took us to Millionaire team. It's basic and it's simple, but it was so consistent. And it was being able to put people in different roles to build their skills so that they could hold for other people. And so Get Team, Millionaire team, first off, I want to say every level is amazing because you're going to learn something about yourself at each level that you rise to. It's amazing. It's incredible. Millionaire team is awesome. It sounds like it's the highest position because anytime you hear millionaire, you're like, yo, they must be making hella money. Like, I'm trying to be a millionaire. Like, who's trying to get a millionaire? Anybody want to be a millionaire? I do. So Millionaire team was awesome. Making over $10,000 a month, every single month. Going on the Herbalife vacations. I've been on 4 Herbalife vacations. The vacations that I used to go on before Herbalife was like leave Friday night after work, party a little bit, Saturday party a little bit, come back Sunday because I'd be back at work on Monday. But really, I didn't really feel like a vacation because I had bills waiting on me when I got back. So I couldn't spend the money that I wanted to spend when I went on vacation. Like, that's not really vacation, y'all. Like, that's like penny pinching. Like, that's not vacation. Like, I told you about my birthday, like sharing a room with 3 other dudes just so we could go to Arizona and have a good time. Like, nothing wrong with that. Like, you got to do what you got to do. But there's a whole different level at which you can live life. There's a whole different way to experience it if you choose to. So, we're going on Herbalife vacations. Been to Punta Cana, Hawaii. Where else did I go? Cancun. Actually, I've been to Punta Cana twice. But they give you $1,500 to get your ticket to go to wherever they send you to. And your ticket doesn't cost $1,500. At the most, it'll cost like $7,000, depending on if you're East Coast, West Coast, whatever, right? So you're already pocketing $700 to take with you on this vacation. Then once you get to the spot, like for instance, Punta Cana was an all-inclusive resort. So all-inclusive, like that means like you really don't need your wallet because everything is included, like all the alcohol, all the food, all the parties. Like you don't pay for anything. So they gave me $1,500. I pocket $700, $800. Then I go to the resort. I'm not paying for anything. Like you guys been to the hotels where they have the little water in the little refrigerator and the candy on top. And if you touch it, then you pay for it. All that's free. All that's included. Like it's insane. And so really going for the vacation, like no matter what level you're at, should be, I think, everyone's goal. Because it's really going to show you the power of the company. Like, so we did $7.8 billion in sales. When you go on an Herbalife vacation, they're going to show you what that looks like. Like you fly into the airport in the Dominican Republic and the airport's got Herbalife everywhere, right? You get in the taxis and the buses were branded in Herbalife, taking us to the resort. You pull up on the resort, right? You're going through the jungle, everything's, crazy. It's heck of vegetation everywhere. You pull up on the resort and they have the flag poles all the way down to the main entrance. Herbalife, 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 like crazy. You go into the hotel, like you go into the resort, the pillars out front of the resort, branded Herbalife pillars. Welcome to the North American vacation. You walk inside, you go check in. They got a whole room, like banquet area, full of like desserts and sweets and alcohol and bar and everything. Like, you know, waiting to get registered. You go get registered. The keys that you check in with are Herbalife. Now, mind you, Herbalife's not the only people at the resort. There's people on regular vacation at the resort, but we just took it over. So people who aren't even there for the Herbalife vacation are getting the branded keys and stuff. They give you this gift bag. You got beach towels, you know, headphones, Bluetooth speakers. Like, there's just everything. And then, like, you guys love the shakes, right? Obviously, right? Doing Herbalife, getting results. Every morning they have a shake hour. And you guys ever seen like a 7-Eleven, the icy machines? They got the icy machines, but they full of Herbalife shakes. So all you do is stick your cup under there, and it comes, bro, like all day, like breakfast and lunch every day, free shakes. Like, it's incredible what the company does for us and the power that they have. So like the Herbalife vacation is some of the best things I ever experienced. And then they give you $500 in resorts credits. But how do you use resort credits when everything's all inclusive? So you got to use them on like excursions and stuff. So I've been zip lining. We took out some dune buggies and we're driving to the secret beach. This dude cooked up some empanadas right in front of us, like authentic food. Like, it's just incredible, the opportunities that you get if you go for it. And so the Millionaire Team lifestyle is incredible. You get to travel all over the world. Like, my wife just got back from Future Press Team Retreat in Las Vegas. She was a VIP, qualified VIP. They gave her $400 just because her royalties grew, which was what she was going to do anyways because she's trying to get to the president's team. Like, it's just crazy the way that our company takes care of us and rewards us and gives us recognition for the things that we were going to do anyway. So the Millionaire lifestyle is cool. I have a truck. It's a yellow Dodge Ram. It's not super fancy as far as like, it's not a Mercedes-Benz or Ferrari or nothing like that, but I'm a car guy. And so every car that I've had along the way, I never saw it in the way that I purchased it. I always saw it with like rims and body kits and, you know, a sound system and all this extra stuff. You guys have anything like that? Like, when you know, you've bought something and you're like, oh, I have a vision for this object of how I want it to look, how I want it to be. This is the first time in my life where I purchased a vehicle and my truck looks exactly how I said I was going to do it. And it's done. Like, it's complete. Like, rims, slammed to the ground, super loud. I got beat in there. It's slapping. Like, I'm so proud of it because it looks how I envisioned it. And because of Herbalife, I had the opportunity to do that. So I'll never sell that truck. It reminds me of the come up. Like, of the run. Like, that is like everything to me. And so it keeps me focused and reminds me, like, if you do the work, you'll get rewarded. Yeah, Millionaire Team lifestyle, amazing. And then I'll be honest with you guys, I had some troubles in my business. And the reason that I had troubles in my business because I stopped working. And so for you guys, my advice to you guys is whenever you start to get momentum, just pour it on. Like, step on the gas. Like, you guys are growing right now. You guys are building. You guys are focused. Like, pour it on. Pour it on. When you get to the winter time, when it gets slow, it's really not slow. It's just seed planting time. You're just planting seeds. Because the people who eat in January, February, and March are the people who worked in October, November, and December. If you don't work, you don't eat. Right? It says you reap what you sow, but it's also, if you don't sow, you don't reap. Right? So you have to do something in order to get something back. And so I stopped working. My sponsor actually quit. He's no longer in the business, still takes the products, but he's not even no longer my sponsor. He lost his organization. But what I had to remember was, like, and I was upset about it because my vision that I had, remember I told you guys about my vision, like, I was supposed to be doing this with my boys. Like all of my best friends were in this with me together. Like Cheeto, Terry, Kyle, like they're all with me. And they all stopped. It's just me now. And so I don't say that to discourage you guys. What I say that it is, it's okay to develop a new vision for yourself. It's okay to let go of that old vision that you had for whatever you're gonna do before. And that may not even be in Herbalife. You may have to let go of a vision that you had for something else that you were gonna do in life because it's not serving you anymore, or you have this negative energy around it. And that's what it was for me. Like I had so much trouble letting go of what things were supposed to be like that I kind of lost sight of the opportunity that I had. So thankfully, my wife was able to help me develop it, keep me locked in. And I developed a new vision for myself. And that's where we came up with the idea of opening a nutrition club. So has anybody heard of nutrition clubs? Yeah. So nutrition clubs are awesome, and they can be open. You can make it work because it's not a lack of resources. It's a lack of resourcefulness. So what I told you guys earlier, that I went from Global Transit team, made it to the Millionaire team in 2.5 years. What I didn't mention to you guys is that I went to the Millionaire team out of my garage. It's like all the meetings that we had, all the weight loss challenges, all the shake parties, all of the Herbalife opportunity meetings, the nutrition classes, they were done out of my garage, which is to me is like a nutrition club. And what that signifies to me is that social media is awesome. I'm not knocking social media. Like people kill it on there and you can do that, but that just wasn't my strong suit. But what is my strong suit is building relationships and building that community and having somewhere for the team to get together and have those close conversations and that personal touch that people don't get anymore because we're all hiding behind the camera, right? And posting our selfies and our stories and everything looks cool. Which is fine, and there's a place for that. But I also think that personal touch is missing from people's lives right now. Being able to look somebody in the eye and have that conversation, and so that's what we were able to build inside of my garage. And I lost sight of that and thought it was me. I thought it was us individual skills that we had or whatnot. But really, it was the community and the energy that we created around that space. And that's what I'm so excited about nutrition clubs is because you get to create that environment to where you get to love on people. You get to create that environment where you get to show them what's possible. And so the nutrition club is the perfect, it's not a front, but I'm going to use this word. It's the perfect front and the perfect introduction between everything that Herbalife is and how weird it can be. Like the way we get paid in Herbalife is not standard. Like people don't get paid like in 7 different ways, possibly if they choose to, right? Choose to qualify for that. Like the happy clappy people that I ran into when I went to my first SCS, like that's different. People don't experience that at their jobs and their daily lives. The recognition, people don't get, thank yous and good jobs and all that kind of stuff. All that weirdness, it's like can make you say no just because it's different, not because they really want to say no. It's just different, so they say no. And so the nutrition club is something that's familiar to them, right? Everybody's gone into a store, purchased a product, gave them money and exchanged money and got that product in return, tried it right there and walked out. Everybody's done that. Everybody's been to a grocery store, a Starbucks, anything like that. So people understand and it makes it legitimate. Anybody ever heard that Herbalife's a pyramid scheme? Like if you haven't heard that yet, you just haven't been doing long enough. Somebody's going to say it. They're just misinformed, undereducated. Everything's a pyramid. Your job's a pyramid. Everything has that structure. Your church has that corporate structure, like everything. But still, it's weird. But the nutrition club gives people the opportunities to experience the products and experience you without all the weirdness, right? And so sometimes I also like the nutrition club because it's local and it's personal. Social media, when you go on social media, you're competing with not just every other Herbalife distributor, and not that we're competing with one another, but right, if someone types in Herbalife, everybody's going to come up, like all these different people, right? All these different options. but you're also competing with, you know, the Instagram model that shows everything, or the Instagram fitness guy who's able to bench 500 pounds, or like, you're competing with all those people, the GNC people, the shreds people, the cuts people, the whatever product or opportunity you come up. You're competing with all those people too. And not to say that you can't stand out and make it in that. But I think I was telling Jerry this the other day, like, if you had the choice between whether you like girls or guys, if you had the choice between watching someone who was a 10 in your eyes on TV, a 10, like super attractive to you if they're a 10, or going on a date with someone who is an 8, which one would you choose? I know for me, I would take the 8 and go out on a date because they're right here in front of me. Like, I don't care about watching the 10 on TV. Like, what does that do for me? And so when you're in the nutrition club, like, people may go on and search social media, but if they have the choice between choosing this person who maybe their ideal look of whatever they think a health coach should look like, or they get to choose you, but you're right here, I know if you let me in the door, I'm winning. Because I'm an awesome person. I got great energy and I really care about you. I really want to help you. Like, I'm not going to lose if I get that one-on-one time with you. Whereas if it's all just based on social media, I just have to I have to hope I catch you on the right day and send the right message, like, and say the right lingo. But if you come into my environment on social media, it's left up to the person's interpretation. But inside of a nutrition club, you get to create the environment. It's on your terms. You get to create the experiments. You get to determine how they feel, what senses are aroused, because you literally get to touch all 5 senses. They get to see, they get to taste, they get to, you know, I guess not necessarily touch, but hugs and high fives, right? They get to smell, like, you make it smell good in there. Like, all of your senses, like, they get to hear the music, and then even your 6th sense, the energy that they feel from you. Right? You get to control that all inside of a nutrition club. And so if you're thinking about doing that, I think it's something that, you know, definitely take a look into. I would go on some tours, see what other clubs are doing out there. And then also keep in mind, you get to make the club look however you want. Because you're going to see all kinds of different spectrums. Like, you're going to see clubs that are super Herbalifed out and there's like neon green everywhere. And then you'll see clubs that are not like that, which my club is not like that. It's more like a traditional cafe. And so whatever look is fine, but you get to make it your own. And that's what I love about a nutrition club. It's just like your social media page. You get to make it look how you want, right? Like, you get to choose the pictures that you post. You get to choose what filters you put on it. It's the same thing with your nutrition club. But I just wanted you guys to know that the secret sauce is in the community of the people. And some people are able to do that online through a Facebook group or a Telegram group and create that solidarity. I choose to do it through a nutrition club. And so what's been amazing about that is we've never had so much traction than what we've had right now. We get to see 60 people a day, every single day is what we're doing right now. Like, we're getting 4 to 7 new leads every single day. When's the last time you had 4 to 7 opportunities to talk to people to sell programs or get new distributors, if ever, right? So I don't want to say it's the only way. It's definitely not. There's a million ways to do it. But it's definitely worth something taking a look into. And if you guys have specific questions about that, feel free to reach out to me. I would definitely answer those for you. Do you guys have any questions? I don't want to go too much over my time.
I know that I was taking notes on what you were saying, and that makes a lot of sense what you were saying about, like, oh, what's the steps? Because I know, like, when we was growing the organization, I was thinking that, like, oh, I wanted to make sure, like, everybody, you know, does the same thing starting off. So all of us do have the same, like, you know, what to say to people as far as, or as a distributor when you're signing up, the steps that you need to take to get going. Like, we all have the same thing. But as far as what you're talking about, like, on social media, I know we all, when it comes to social media, we definitely do different things. Because I know I watch, you know, I do what I do, but then I see some of them, and they even do some different things. So that definitely makes sense instead of just running and gunning, because that's all we've been doing. outworking people on this run to get team or whatever. But it's like, yo, we trying to go middle team, we trying to go press. It's like, yo, we need concise structure. So definitely wrote the word structure down, circled it, like, yo, we need that. And, funny that you say that because we're actually coming up with that. Cooking some stuff up behind the scenes, so that's super dope.
That's perfect. Because it's really about how do you teach the brand new person to do what you do. If they can't do what you do, it's not duplicatable and you can't grow. So that's what I love about nutrition clubs is anybody can work behind the bar, say what I say, give great customer service, and start to develop a relationship with people. Social media, you can do the same thing, but you really have to put it out for them step by step of how to do that. What if somebody is like a Facebook person, they've never been on Instagram, but you guys use Instagram as your mode of operation. So just stuff like that. Like,
definitely. Does anybody else have any questions for Marques or want to comment on anything? Feel free to unmute yourself. If not, we're going to let this man go because he's a family man, has to get back to his son, have to get back to his wife, tend to her. If not, okay, cool, for sure. Marques, we definitely appreciate you getting on the call, man, talking that knowledge, bro. If you're in NorCal, if you're coming to the NorCal STS, if you see him, don't be afraid to say what's up, because I know what it was like, sometimes when you see people that's, in the higher levels in Herbalife and you're like, say what's good. You know what I'm saying? That's how you build those relationships. That's how me and him got tuned in. That's how me and other people got tuned in as well, just saying what's up. Because, at the end of the day, like, not that we're regular people, but, regular people. Like, ain't no ego. It ain't like, oh, I'm better than you or whatever the case may be. But Marques, thank you for getting on the call, man. Definitely appreciate it. We needed that motivation and those stories and that structure. Definitely going into EOM, the first EOM of the year. Definitely appreciate it, bro. I'm going to have to tap in with you after this and, talk.
For sure. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for allowing me to speak. I know I wasn't your first choice today. I wasn't your first
Look.
But no, she definitely, is getting better. She'll get well. She'll blow me out the water. She'll bring it even better and harder. She's my better half. She'll kill it. She'll bring it for you guys. I know she was looking forward to being able to, share her story and her mindset and how she got there. I mean, she's 7,500 mil. So she's been in it longer too. She's got a wealth of knowledge to give you guys. I hope that you guys, found at least one thing that you can implement today to include in your business, because I promise you, it's really just one thing. Like, go to the events or get on the call and take one thing and implement that one thing, and it'll change everything for you. Just do that. Keep doing that 1% better every single day.
Definitely, bro. For sure. Definitely, for sure. Appreciate it. For everybody else that's on the call, definitely appreciate you guys getting on the call as always. It's EOM. When is EOM? I don't even know the date. Let me look real quick. Marques, you ain't got to stay on if you don't want to. I'm just talking or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, but it's on the calendar month. It's always the 31st. Like, it's always whatever the real month is.
Right.
It's on the calendar.
Thursday is EOM. So we got from now until Thursday to operate on whatever we got to do. So you need to kick it into high gear now. So if you don't have your week planned out, plan it out now and banging it out for whatever you're going for, senior consultant, qualified producer, supervisor, 2,500, whatever the case may be. Write your week out today so you can start powerfully tomorrow morning. I wanted to say something else. Oh, we're going to Takesha, she actually met up with Jerry Graham, our president's team member. What was that, Saturday or Friday? One of them days. We can basically hear from her next week. Because I don't want to take up too much more of you guys' time tonight. And I wanted to say something else. I forgot. But if anything, I'll post it in the chat. Oh, yes. So about what I was just talking about, the playbook or whatever, right? So me and Bridget, I just threw her the idea. It's really her. We're coming up with, so you guys know that email that I have, that's, the steps of starting as a distributor. I have to write your person list or whatever the case may be. I can't think of what it says right now. But you guys all have the email. I sent it to you if I frontlined you. And hopefully if you frontline people, you sent it to them, right? So we're coming up with a universal playbook that's going to be for distributors and clients. It's all going to say the same thing. It's going to have multiple options to choose from as far as like objections, what to say when people, say this, products that are really well, favorite products. To be real, I don't know exactly what's going to be in there, but I know probably the gist of it is going to be a bunch of stuff that's going to help the newest distributor and the seasoned people become better and duplicate themselves to grow this organization bigger, stronger, and deeper on this Runner Presidents team. Other than that, though, if you need me, call me. That's it. Takesha and Cupid, just to let you guys know, you guys are both in Vegas. So I forgot to do that earlier. Start that group chat. I'm going to start that right. In fact, let me just do that right now while I'm with y'all.
Really quickly, get me photos for the ebooks because I can't just be putting me, Jerry, and Amanda in there. That's awkward.
Right. Please send her the photos. Please send her the best photo. Please, Bridget, just type whatever kind of photos you need in the group chat.
I put in the message, I want high quality, not selfies, not like phone in the mirror in front of your face. Like, I want nice looking, obviously in Herbalife gear or with a button. Jerry, there's like 5 pictures of you on your page that would be really good, except you're not wearing a button and you're wearing a Nike shirt. So I'm like, can't use those. Basically, I just want them to be like super branded looking. So it's all Herbalife, not like we're making a handout for Nike or Adidas.
Right.
Or Lemon or anybody else.
Yeah, it's going to be super dope. Like, it's going to be like legit shit. Like, legit. First of all, I can stop recording this.